set the pace when I'm...
Well, compressor for the Rogue. So I did get it. Right now I got the Rogue in the other side of the shop. I'm gonna get half the car in because I got all the shit out of the Suburban in the way. Yeah, hold that thought for a sec. Darian Benjamin, shout out to that dude. He told me he had some headlights that would fit Deb's Suburban that wasn't all hazed over. This dude sent me a set of brand new headlights.
They beautiful.
Deb's over like, they beautiful. They're really nice. They are brand new. Still got all the plastic trim and shit on them. So shout out, bro. Thank you. Anyway, back to the Suburban. Some of you guys, and y'all are awesome, because when I had the question about the rear AC on the Suburban, and the Escalade has it also. And shout out to the Escalade. I'm still digging that thing. It's just so much different than driving the Jeep. The comforts. But anyway, I had no idea what to do with that rear AC, and y'all are like, man, they make block off shit for it cheap. Somebody posted a link, and indeed they're cheap. I've done bought 2 of them, got them. So today I got to put a compressor on the Rogue. Tomorrow when my buddy Chris is off work, I'll have him bring his AC tools, and I'm going to hook the Rogue up to the Suburban and fill it with 134A straight out of the Suburban just because he can. That'll save me from having to buy more refrigerant. And on top of that, it'll help drain the refrigerant some from the Suburban so I can do the rear AC block off. Now, today, I've been planning on jumping in the Suburban, ripping the rest of the headliner out, and getting my ass busy on starting the roof in that thing. And of course, it's raining today, which definitely ain't complaining about that because, like I said, I got it halfway in the shop. But anyway, I just want to say y'all are awesome for letting me know that they do make shit that you just like undo the lines, bolt this on there, and get rid of the rear AC. I mean, it's like $20 for that kit. I actually found some on Amazon for $5. Like $5 a kit. And normally I'd have been like, nah, I don't want to go for these. They're cheap as shit. It's probably one of the better set on there, and they were just clearancing them out. Like tons and tons of great reviews on them. So, because I was leery of the whole $5 when everybody else selling them for 15. But the reviews, I usually go off reviews. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. So I kind of need to get started on this compressor change on the Rogue. Shouldn't be a terrible job. It looks like the hardest part of it's going to be kind of holding it in place while I get boat started back in it. But other than that, it should go pretty quick. So I got the bolts out of the bottom. You can see it down there. You can see I got that first one. It's a majority of the way out. That's this one over here. I got it loose. And thanks to Toolant, they sent me a set. This is a 10 millimeter, or no, a 12 millimeter. But yeah. So that thing's long enough to reach in there. You get a good view in through here too. That's the front of it right there. Oil filter is back in there behind the cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run to town. I want to get new O-rings to go on there because the new compressor didn't come with new O-rings. So I want to get new O-rings to put on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab stuff, do an oil change. I got the other line just kind of sitting up here, but like I said, I want to get new O-rings for them. I got an O-ring kit from Harbor Freight, but I don't think it's like for AC shit. So I'm not going to trust using it. But anyway, I'm going to try to get these last 2 bolts out and see how this compressor comes out. One guy online said it indeed will come out right here. And I believe it will. So I'm going to try it. We got the new one in. I dumped a lot of the oil out of it. But it's okay. I bought a bottle of PAG oil to pour some back in it. It's got the top 2 bolts in it. I had to hold it up from the bottom, and Deb had to get them started. I'm going to tell you now, that thing will not come out over here. It was way too big for that. And
go ahead and start that?
If you want to try it, but what I had to do is pull the alternator off, which goes up here. And then I still didn't have enough room, so I had to take the whole AC line there off of the condenser and out. And that gave me the room that I needed. So from here on out, it shouldn't be bad. Deb's starting the bottom bolts now. Well, all I gotta do is run in with that long ass ratchet wrench and tighten them down, put the alternator and shit back on, and put the belt on. The belt's a bitch to do on this car because you literally have to do it from down there. We did go to the store and get stuff to do the oil change. And this little car, I like running this old Castrol full synthetic. And I got some new AC thingies. And a Purolator Gold. I don't fucking know. I got that shit at Walmart. All except for the AC O-rings. I better get that out from under there. We'll leave that there. But that's where we're at. Really, it hadn't taken long. I had it unbolted before we left. I just couldn't get it out. And like I said, I watched a dude on YouTube. He's like, oh, it'll come out the side here. Bullshit. It was never coming out the side. But that's okay. You remove the alternator and AC line, it come right out top. So if you got to do one of these on your Nissan Rogue, it's not terrible, guys. With the alternator out of the way, it'll be a hell of a lot easier to get to the bolts. Now, I did use this really long extension before I did anything to break the lines loose on top of it with a 10 millimeter, but shit, Deb's still up here screwing. Hi, Deb's screwing. Well, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing snugged up. All right, I got oil dumped in it. My towel I was laying on. I got PAG oil out of the old setup under there. I'm gonna have to fucking put oil dry on my floor, but I did forget to plug the AC in earlier. Deb just got it plugged in. Got the belt on. Got all the clips back and everything, thanks to my Temu clip kit. Them plastic clips, I hate them things. But yeah, I'm just waiting on this funnel to drain. I don't know, it should be good. Tomorrow, my buddy Chris, I already called him. He said he'll come down and we'll vacuum the system down, make sure everything looks good. But I love this funnel. Came with my sandblaster I used to have. But it's a big ass funnel for oil or filling up a radiator. Radiator. Yeah, radiator. I don't know. So at this point, we should be golden, guys. I had to put all the trim pieces back under the front. I love that jack that I got from Harbor Freight that day. Should have AC when we fill it up. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break and have Deb, what the hell? Had Deb get this thing a start, check the oil and everything, make sure it's good. But yeah, we've been at this for hours. we ain't been able to pull vacuum, and now we've come to the conclusion that his pump is fucked. I think his pump's actually leaking vacuum off. We started fucking with his blue cap and actually got it to go to 25, which before we fucked with that, it wouldn't go past like 20. But I think his pump's done. So I'm done fucking with the O-rings. I even went to Harbor Freight and got a metric O-ring kit. And then I had to call my cousin that does heat and air fucking for a living, industrial, to make sure that these O-rings from Harbor Freight will work for heat and air. But standard wouldn't fit it. The green kit that come from AutoZone, this shit here, sure built, they wouldn't fit it. They was all either like too big, too skinny. And I got the metric one, and we found some in there that were just, I'm talking a micro piece of a cunt hair, bigger than what come off. And that didn't fix it. We started fucking with that blue cap on the pump. So I'm pretty sure that it's his pump. But anyway, we're going to try it. Fuck it. If that don't fix it, I'm going to trade this motherfucker in on something. We filled that AC. So the AC ain't really working in the Suburban now. And the Rogue was blowing cold. Deb took off in it to test drive. We did get a bottle of like soapy water and spray all of the fittings that I had to disconnect, which there was 3 that I replaced the O-rings on after we filled it, and none of them were leaking. There she comes back. Yeah, none of them were leaking. Like, so there's no little bubbles. I rechecked the belt and everything. And I told my buddy Chris we had to get the Suburban moved for her to get out. So I told him to take off in the Suburban and just drive it around the block, because it ain't got much gas in it at all, and it starts idling a little weird, but once you like drive it, it's fucking great. So I just wanted it drove a little bit, because Deb's afraid to drive it with no tags and shit on it. My buddy Chris, he didn't give a shit. He's like, I'm gone. So here, I'll be back. We got everything pretty much out of the Rogue. The 45 that was in the Rogue. The 2 amps that were in the Rogue. So I got to pull. There's the alternator. I still got to pull the battery out of the black Jeep. At this point, the tags on the black Jeep have been expired for a year. It just literally sits here. And I hook it up to a charger about once every 2 weeks. I'll let it get low and then I drain it or charge it up. I did get on AliExpress and I ordered a bank of 45 amp hour yin long. You guys can say what you want to. They're the same cells that everybody else is getting. It's just, I would rather pay $144 for 6 45 amp hour yin longs than go to Excess Power and pay $350 or $400 for the same shit with the Excess Power like heat shrink on it. Yeah, like the man, you know, all you gotta do is look on them listings. One of the biggest manufacturers of batteries. You buy direct from them. So, but yeah, that was shipped. It was like $150 something, and then if I click the coupon on the ad, you got so many % off, and after it was all said and done, it was like $144 and some change. So, and I would rather my yin long had the blue wraps on them that say yin long than Excess Power. I mean, but yeah, them things are dirt cheap. Trying to talk Chris here into getting 18 of them for the old Ram out there so we can put some bigger amps in it. But anyway, he's waiting on me to get mine and put them in the black Jeep and test them. So they'll be here in like a month. God, I've worked my ass off today. So anyway, back to the Rogue. What had happened was hooking up to the Suburban on high side and the Rogue on low side. You know, like when you put cans of refrigerant in, it takes like 30, 40 minutes. Nah, man, it didn't. After we hooked that shit up and opened the valves with the car running, the car bogged down a little bit, belt started squilling, and it was the AC compressor had kicked in and it was blowing cold inside. And how many seconds, Chris? Like 20?
Probably.
Yeah, probably 20 seconds for all that to happen. Oh, God. And it went to a point where it went from blowing really fucking cold to not cold at all. So I pull it in. Like I said, we sprayed like soapy water around all the connections. Nothing was leaking. And Chris is like, man, that motherfucker, for it to like bog down enough that the belt was squilling, maybe it overfilled. Because when Deb went on test drive, she's like, it ain't working at all. Like the compressor would kick in and kick out, kick in and kick out. And Chris like hit the valve and it was like high pressure, you know, like psh. So we hooked the gauges back up and like started bleeding some off. And the more we would bleed off, the colder it would get. So I think we had it overfilled. Yeah, my cousin might have led me in the wrong on that one. Like, did it work? Yes. Yeah, like it will work. Is there a way to monitor how much you're putting in? Absolutely fucking not. Like, that little car holds like, I think 1.5 or 1.6 pounds total, which would be like a can and a half, maybe. Maybe 2 at the most, you know. And yeah, I think we put like 3 in it. But anyway, like, so we got it with the AC working. I checked the battery. The battery's fine on the car. Well, my TikTok tester says the battery's perfect. I have no fucking clue. Because sometimes you can let it sit for days, it'll fire right up. Other times the battery's dead as fuck and we got everything off in the car. Like nothing is on, so I don't know. Other than that, I went ahead and pulled the system out of it because we don't have the alternator to charge the battery, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, it was just taking up room in the back of the fucking car. And Deb's like, I want to be able to do shit with the car, you know, like grocery shop or whatever. So we got that shit pulled out. The problem is it has no radio at all. I pulled the Bose fuse. Well, there was like 2 fuses I pulled that was supposed to cut the factory amp off. Put the fuses back in, no work. No bueno. No bueno. So I don't know. Not at all. Yeah, nothing. No clue. Because what I did when I put the mids and highs speaker wire in there, I ran them into the door, but I just tapped them into the factory speaker wire and left the factory speaker wire hooked up. So my thinking was like, all I got to do is pull this shit out when we get rid of the car and plug the fuses in and it work. It don't. So I am going to go ahead and pull all the wire out of that car because it's got like 2 watt from the front back. I'm going to pull that shit off of there. And when I do that, I'm going to run the wires from the back right back up the front the way they're ran and wire them to the back of the head unit and leave that shit the fuck alone. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, this is going to be the end of this fucking video. I'm in the mood for some Mexican food. It is hot. We've been working all day. I still didn't get the oil pressure sending unit put in my Escalade because it was supposed to be here yesterday and the fucking Amazon guy still ain't here after they postponed my delivery. So, shout out to Chris, though, for helping me do all this fucking shit today. He hates being on camera, but yeah. It is what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah, but anyway, we got a lot accomplished today. I got a lot accomplished yesterday. His fucking gauge is fucking up though. Really fucked us up with that damn vacuum system. I don't know. I done talked him into taking that shit back to the store. Well, go buy a new one and just take that shit back and be like, it ain't working. I want a refund. Something.
So
We got to update that.